Alright guys, welcome back. So as you know, my name is Jonathan. I'm a 2022-23 Chevening scholar. I got the Chevening scholarship, which is one of the most prestigious scholarships in the world. And I'll be studying cyber security in the UK, fully funded. So in this video, I'm talking about the most important essay out of your 4 essay, which is your career plan. So it's like, justify the investment. Why should we invest in you, being Chevening? Why should we give you, if you're from Nigeria, the value of the scholarship is over 30 million naira. So why should they invest that huge sum of amount in you to study in UK for 1 year? So this is where, I think this is the hardest to write, personally, and from experience from other scholars too, like this is the hardest to write because, it calls for some deep introspection. Like personally for me, where I'm a very ambitious person, and it still gave me a tough time writing the essays. After I sent my essays for review, like maybe 3 to 5 days, like 4 days before the deadline, I had to almost rewrite it because I found, thanks to AFM Stories, she reviewed my essays and she gave my career plan, like she broke it down. I was like, maybe I won't start from again, but she gave me some good ideas, so I used to almost write my entire career plan essay. So it's like the most important essay, justifying why the UK should give you that kind of investment. So how do you approach this? Now, this is the deepest form of introspection you need to do. What is your purpose in life? Ask yourself that question. What is your purpose in life? What are you here to do? As relates to your field, what do you want to do? As relates to your field and also making impact to people's life. Note that everything that you're doing, Chevening is about making impact to people's life. Now, before I go on, let me say this. The worst thing that you can do is to say you want to go for a PhD. That's just red flag. Because if you say you want to go for a PhD, you're already shooting yourself in the foot. Chevening is not funding you to go for PhD. Chevening is funding you to go and study in the UK and come back to your country to use the knowledge that you have learned to impact your country. That is why your leadership example is something about what you have done to impact people's life. Your networking example is how you have connected to somebody to impact people's life. So, that impact, that storyline. I remember I said in the previous videos that you should have a team. So those team that you start from your leadership, networking, you go through studying UK, and now your career plan, you should be consistent. You have to do some deep introspection. What do you want to do in life? What is your life goal? What do you see yourself doing 5, 10, 15, 20 years time? Yes. So you have to ask yourself that deep questions. And one of the questions is, what do I want to do? What do I want to become in life, as a profession, in a career path? What do I want to become in life? So that would give you an overview. If maybe you want to start from the end and work backwards, or you want to start from the beginning and work upwards. Depends on how you want to do it, but ask yourself that question. What do I want to become in life as a professional in this my field? Do I want to, if you are in health, do I want to become health minister? Do I want to become director general of an health agency? Do I want to become a director in the Ministry of Health or something like that's like the pinnacle of your career, that you know that okay, you retire there. So you can work backwards or now see how best from where you are, how you are going to get to that point, which it must be logical. It must be logical, a career plan must be smart, must follow the smart key words. It must be smart, measurable, achievable, and result oriented. And I think I can't remember exactly what the entire SMART means, but just check out the meaning of SMART. When you are setting SMART goals, your goals must be smart and follow that principle. So now, how do you tackle the career plan essay? Like I said, ask yourself the question, what do I want to become in my career path? So you start from, you are supposed to give a mid-term, then give an immediate plan, give a mid-term plan and a long-term plan. Your immediate plan is what you want to do immediately you get back from the UK. And so one tip is that your immediate plan should continue from what you are currently doing. So you don't say you want to go and start something fresh, new. You should continue from what you're currently doing before you go for your master's, especially in the impact you are doing for people or in your field. You should continue what you are currently doing, which is which must be impactful, must impact people's life. That is what should be in your immediate plan. Then your mid-term plan should be what you have learned in your immediate plan, using the skills and experiences you have learned in your immediate plan to further climb the ladder. Maybe you have to take some professional exams, you have to meet some people, you want to seek for employment in this field that will help you change this policy, or that will help you advise this agency, or you help you work on this and work on that. So that is your mid-career plan, maybe like 3 to 5 years. Then your long-term plan is like 10 years plus. That is like the pinnacle of your career. So in my own case, cybersecurity again as my course, and I work with CyberSafe Foundation. Big ups to CyberSafe Foundation, Confidence Stevely. Thank you very much for your assistance. I just have to give that shout out. So what I wrote in my career plan essay was that by the time immediately I come back from the UK, I intend to continue volunteering with CyberSafe Foundation, and I intend to start up some initiative in this foundation, which I will spearhead. I know that will also help people to I will spearhead some initiative in the foundation as a volunteer and work on it. We are working with government agencies, police agencies, and investigative agencies, and to try to help people who have been victims of cyber fraud and all of that. So that was my immediate career plan. Then mid-term career plan, I said I was going to contest for the position of a position in Cybersecurity Association, where we use the existing relationship because cybersecurity expert, we have an existing relationship with government agencies, so I was going to leverage those government agencies. So that's like progression, from being being like a volunteer. I will know when I'm being a volunteer, it's going to provide me the opportunity to network with government officials, police officials, and people that will be able to get the experience, that will be able to contest for a position in the National Association of Cybersecurity Experts. And in that National Association of Cybersecurity Experts, will open me to more avenue to connect with government agencies and parastatals, because we have existing relationship with some of these parastatals like the NITDA and all those other government parastatals that deals with technology in Nigeria. So I said I was going to network with them, and another thing was said I was going to. So whatever you do must be something that can impact people, change people's life. Just what it was something that immediately can impact people's life, change people's life, or teach people something. Like maybe work in an NGO or do something like that. Should be, it should be something that is impactful. See the way I'm mentioning impactful, because it's very, very important. If you don't take it serious, it's very, very serious than it looks. It must be something that is very, very impactful. Don't say you want to go and look for a job. Never say you want to go and look for a job, especially when immediately you come back. Chevening is not after you looking for a job. Maybe in the meantime, you might look for a job to get more experience. But what they're after is how you can make impact. Immediately you start making impact. Like, it shows that you are really committed to your work that you have been telling them about from your leadership, networking and studying in the UK. You're really committed to your work. So immediately you come back, you'll be about making impact. If you have to get experience, you'll be still making impact, getting their experience, and climbing the ladders, maybe getting professional certifications that will help you apply for this position. In that position, it should not be just something that you just be lackadaisical in that position, maybe going to office every day. It should be positions that will help you make impact in other people's life. So if you are looking for a job, it should be a job that will give you avenue to make impact in people's life, do changes in people's life, help people to do this, people that are less privileged and all of that may not necessarily have the funds or avenue to fight for themselves or to do things for themselves. It should be something around that lines. Maybe then your long-term plan should be like a pinnacle, like I said, pinnacle of your career, where maybe like I said I wanted to become the Director General of the National Information Technology Development Agency, and I said that okay, the current head came from somewhere. I said that being part of the associations will help me enter NITDA as a junior analyst. From a junior analyst, I will be part of the NG-SAT. That is, you might not know some of these things because it's related to cybersecurity. So, because the current head of the NG-SAT is the acting director of cybersecurity at NITDA. So, if I enter through NG start, as a junior analyst, I can also work my way to become the director of cybersecurity at NITDA. And also, since I'm a director, since that's like long term, for me, being the director of the cybersecurity unit of NITDA, I can now become the director general of NITDA. That's in the long term plan, 10 years plus and all of that. So you see the progression. It's not like I will just say, when I come back, I want to start an NGO, then next thing is I want to become Minister of Information. There must be like a step-by-step progression. It must be airtight. So one thing I would advise you is try to answer your questions in a way that try to not leave spaces like for doubt in your essays. When you're writing your essays, try to not leave spaces for doubt, like say, oh, what is this person been doing now? How can you move from being a junior analyst to a director just like that within 2 years? It's not possible. You know how many people you spend in when I was writing my essay, someone was telling me like people spend like 15 years in public sector before you get to that point. And like, so I have to be able to defend it. Going through that career projection is not something I just say, I'm just 5 years in the industry and I'm aiming to become Minister of Information or Director General of NITDA. How does that happen? It's not possible. So you have to know what is required, what are the skills that are required to enter that position, and you can say, okay, before that position, the skills required to get from that position is the position before that one. You'll be learning some of those skills, you'll be learning some of those certifications, you engage in those certification presentations, conferences that will prepare you for that, for the next position that you want to get. From the next position, it prepare you for the ultimate position that you are aiming for, which is your long-term goal. So long-term goal does not have a particular year in mind, maybe 15 years plus, 20 years plus, and all of that. So that is, you should just follow it. That's why I say you have to ask yourself, what do you want to become in life, in this your career path? What is the pinnacle of this your career path? That will help you to have a idea or framework. You can now work backwards. How can you get there? Skills, education, achievements, impact that can help you get to that pinnacle of your career. And note that everything from your immediate goal to your mid-term goal and your long-term goal must be impactful, must be something that impacts people's life. So I said, like, when I become the NITDA Director General, I'm going to implement policies that to make cybersecurity very, very taken seriously in Nigeria. I'm going to work with the Ministry of Education to try to include cybersecurity in the education curriculum and all of that. So these are things that I see impact people's life, to create awareness of cybersecurity. These are things that will impact, education sector, impact general public life and all of that. Because if there's more awareness, it means Nigerians will be more safe, there will be less cyber crime, and the foreign countries will see Nigerians' image in the foreign country. So you give statistics, that's another thing. Your career plan, you give statistics about the problem in your introduction. You give statistics about the problem. Because of cyber crime, there's a lot of this and that. Cyber crime causes this and that. These are the examples I gave. So you have to look for problem statistics that is currently in your country, and say, okay. So that's when you now start in your first paragraph. Talk about your immediate goal. Second paragraph, talk about your midterm goal. Your third paragraph, talk about your long-term goal, and your last paragraph have a conclusion of like the Chevening scholarship would help you to like impact the ICT sector in Nigeria and all of that. So just related to the all your essays, the last paragraph should be related to Chevening essays. How the Chevening essays will help you do more of what you're currently doing, or do more of what you want to do in the future. So I believe with this framework, because it seems straightforward like this, but when you start doing it, you'll find out that it's most difficult to write about. Except if you already have a brief overview, it's easier to pen down like that. And I believe if you follow this framework, it should be easier to go about. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.
My name is Chris.
And my name is Joe.
I'm Jonathan.
And we are the 2022-2023 Chevening Scholars. Subscribe to AFM Stories channels right now.
Yeah, right now. Click that button.
Click it.
Alright.